Dear journalists, interior designers and design lovers. My name is Matthias Pollmann and I'm responsible for all the interior design shows at Köln. Together with Claire Steinbrück, director of IMM Cologne.
Hi.
It's a great pleasure to welcome you to our first Trend Briefing. The Trend Briefing is a new format as part of the magazine by IMM Cologne and today staged live from our living room. The lively, colorful halls and inspiring halls of IMM Cologne were painfully missed this year in January. So therefore, it's more of a pleasure to welcome you today at our Trend Briefing, although it's only digitally. I would like in the start to take the opportunity on behalf of the IMM team and on behalf of whole Köln to thank you very much for your solidarity, for your support and your loyalty. I would like to thank all our associations, our exhibitors, visitors, and last but not least, I would like to thank you, dear journalists, for your great support during the last month. By no means we take this for granted. It was a great thing to experience for us.
Shaping the future and living up new environments has been our claim for 2021 and is our ongoing vision for the next years. The past years and the ongoing situation has influenced and changed in a never-seen-before speediness and dynamic our communication, our society and infected branches. But it's also, thinking positively, the basement and foundation for openness, for changes and for creativity. And this creativity is the core of our Trend Briefing 2021. And before diving into our trends, we would like to share with you some images and some messages from exhibitors and brands of IMM Cologne. So have fun.
Bonjour, Guten Tag, IMM Cologne. Gauthier team was willing to be in Cologne for January fair, but it will be postponed to 2022. Why we want to be there? It's because we need to meet customers, we need to meet people to create new products. Gauthier is more than furniture. And as a creation, we want to show the new product of the kids' furniture we have created for you, for the world that will be there for Cologne 2022.
I'm very pleased to present you with our new product called Loose. It's a hut bed with sleeping dimensions of 90 by 200 centimeters with a chestnut finish. At the back, we have a large storage shelf that allows you to display books and toys. At the front, we have a black panel that can be used as a chalkboard in order for the kids to express their creativity.
Hello everyone. Usually is IMM Cologne our kick-off for the coming year. The last 12 months has changed a lot all over the world. But we have to look forward. Because we bring the people all over the world a smile in her face. Because they have to stay at home. We cannot show our new products on the IMM 2021. But we are lucky to be a part of the IMM Cologne 2022. Stay safe and we will see us on the IMM Cologne 2022. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed as much as we did this very personal greetings from exhibitors, and I think it's a brief taste of all the innovations and upcoming trends and products which are expecting us this year, and of course we're going to see at IMM Cologne 2022. But on the same side, it makes me very sad. I don't know how your feelings are about seeing those pictures.
I really have the same feelings, Claire. As this short movie started, I really once again recognized how I missed IMM Cologne this year in January. And it's really motivating for us, I think I speak here for the whole team and for the whole company, to really work hard on a good, very, very good IMM Cologne 2022. On the other hand, I think this clip also shows the strength of the industry and that also the industry really needs this platform IMM Cologne, not only digitally, but also really in Cologne and in our exhibition halls. So it's a motivation, I think, for the industry to work with us together on this platform to give inspiration, to give business a chance at the end, once again. And I have to say, personally, I'm really looking forward to January 2022, already today.
Exactly, and we do have also more inspiration and some more messages for you.
There has never been anything like it at Core. January without IMM Cologne. It feels strange, and I have to admit, I feel real withdrawal symptoms. But even more than the refreshing Kölsch beer in the evenings, I miss the conversation to our customers, to our designers, to the suppliers, to the media representatives, and of course to the wonderful and kind team of the IMM Cologne. The IMM Cologne is the event in the year where we show our innovations and we need the spontaneous reactions of our customers. If the fair didn't already exist, it would have been reinvented. So even more, I'm looking forward to the next IMM Cologne in 2022.
So what do we need in 2021? Definitely less social distance and, let's say, hopefully more social closeness. And if it is combined with an inspiring world and joyful and colorful life, then at the end it will finally be a very well year.
Also ein Jahr ohne Messe, wie wir das heuer haben, das fühlt sich schon sehr komisch an. Es fehlt einfach der persönliche Kontakt zu unseren Kunden. Es fehlt die Marktplatzatmosphäre, das Spüren auch des Wettbewerbs, wie liegen wir im Rennen, das Leuchten in den Augen von Kunden, von Journalisten, von Architekten, von Leuten, die sich begeistern für Wohnen, für schöne Möbel. Das alles spüren wir nicht, das ist sehr eigenartig. Trotzdem auch in dieser Zeit kein Nachteil, ohne auch einen Vorteil. Wir spüren auch sehr stark, dass es einen Wertewandel bei unseren Kunden gegeben hat. Das Zuhause-Sein hat auch bewirkt, dass dem Wohnen mehr Wertschätzung entgegengebracht wird, dass mehr hinterfragt wird, welche Qualität hat mein Möbel eigentlich, wo kommt es her, wo wurde es produziert, was steckt dahinter, auch im Sinne von Nachhaltigkeit, von Fairness und so weiter. Und je mehr nachgefragt wird, desto besser ist es für Team 7, denn wir haben ja unsere eigene Wertschöpfung, wir produzieren vom Baum bis zum fertigen Möbel alles selber. Wir produzieren alles in Einzelanfertigung, also gehen auf individuelle Wünsche von Kunden ein. Das alles findet eine erfreulich hohe Zustimmung, sehr viel Begeisterung bei unseren Kunden. Und so ist es tatsächlich so, dass wir trotz dieser schwierigen Situation eigentlich eine sehr erfreuliche Nachfragesituation haben. Und das nützen wir natürlich und schauen wir auch, dass wir unsere Segel richtig setzen und die Chancen, die diese außergewöhnliche Situation bietet, auch gut nützen. Ja, wir freuen uns schon sehr darauf, wenn wir 2022 wieder in Köln sein dürfen und wieder persönlich unsere Kunden begrüßen dürfen und wieder in der bekannten Atmosphäre uns bewegen können.
Die Echtzeitküche ist ein Ort der Begegnung
und des gemeinsamen Erlebens. Die Kochinsel ist in 3 Bereiche mit unterschiedlichen Höhen unterteilt. Sie vereint ergonomischen Komfort mit einem gemeinsamen Kocherlebnis. Unter der Lichtbrücke können frische Kräuter in der eigenen Küche gezogen werden. Themenschränke greifen spezielle Anforderungen in unterschiedlichen Bereichen der Küche auf. So kann in den Spülenschrank ein umweltschonendes Wasseraufbereitungssystem eingebaut werden. Raffinierte Schrankeinsätze wie die Backblecheinteilung, das ausziehbare Tablar und die Messerlade mit magnetischem Einsatz sorgen für Ordnung und durchdachte Arbeitsabläufe.
My name is Norbert Ruf and I'm the Creative Director of Tonnet. The hybrid character of our products allows them to find their way into residential just as well as contract settings. After the understandable cancellation of the contract for Orgatec in October, we therefore actually had planned to book a larger stand for the IMM 2021 and welcoming you there at our Coffee Tonnet. On one stand, we would have been able to fuse the themes and take into account the various developments we see happening around us in work contexts just as well as living contexts. On one stand, we would have been able to show our news and classics in both usage scenarios. And the focus would have been the evolution of our sofa system S5000, the S5000 Retreat, and further the agile and simple swivel chair S43 based on our cantilever classic by Matsdam. Reflecting the circumstances at the moment though, we look very much forward to the IMM in 2022 and welcoming you there again very, very personally as our guest at the Café Tonnet.
I grew up on the number 14 chair, and I was always very careful not to kneel on the Viennese canework. But sometimes we had to go to our craftsmen on the slopes of the Vesuvius to repair them. And I like very much the idea that there have always been professional craft people who valued and still value the quality of Tonnet timeless products. Collaboration with Tonnet is woven into Studio Irving history in a continuity of our mutual vision, to design timeless objects that can be perfectly integrated in their surroundings. Sometimes it's just not necessary to design an entirely new product. It makes more sense to redesign existing pieces. I like to call it ethical design, when companies and designers intentionally examine where they are investing and how products are created. S5000 system was conceived by James right from the beginning with modularity and flexibility in mind, and I was able to use the concept for my design. A base of bent tubular steel into which additional tubes can be screwed. Depending on the user needs, those then act as support for elements like panels and accessories, tabletop, smaller table, and sockets. The configuration options are open to create modular privacy or for a teamwork situation in office and public settings, as well as at home. A quiet, smart working space or a multiple separate modules that either stand alone or are connected to each other. The austere minimalism design can be improved by a lot of colors and textures available, and the cushions can always be combined with different sizes and shades. The S5000 Retreat system will discreetly take its place, just like the other products from Tonnet, without even going out of style.
Under normal circumstances, IMM Cologne is an industry platform. It's a meeting point. It's a platform for people, for inspiration, for exchange, for new products and innovation. And at all, it is something that we experience by all senses. And even though we're not able to live this classic live event as we know IMM Cologne in January, we have thought about a format to discuss and to present with you the trends for the upcoming year. And this was the cradle for our Trend Briefing 2021. We have identified 6 trends which we want to discuss and we want to present you during this next period together. And so speaking about what is our first identified trend, Matthias?
The first trend is natural luxury, Claire. So what does that mean? We all see, I think, when we listen to our news or have a look to our own life, that the switch in trends to a society that acts sustainable has not only reached the fashion industry or the food industry, but also the interior design industry. The awareness of quality, of materials, of how things and products are manufactured plays a huge role also in the decision-making process if you buy a product. If we have a look to our shows, so let's start with IMM, we have seen a lot of sustainable booths, stand construction also, and of course products, but also at Intersum, sustainability plays a huge role. And I think that you can say that in the times of the pandemic in which we live now, that this trend is now really one thing which is in the mind of many people, just to mention the hashtag support your local, for example, so that you want to buy products which are made in your own country or perhaps also in your own city. So I think that is a really booming trend also in the next month and perhaps years to go. And now I really invite you to have a very close and good look to a huge number of new and great products from our exhibitors. Natural luxury, a trend which will be part of our discussions and product developments during the next month and years. IMM Cologne is a platform for exchange and exchanging ideas. So now we are curious to get to know the ideas of journalists about trends and products.
Hi IMM Cologne community and interior design lovers. My name is Angelika Müller, Publishing Director of Home Magazine, the leading design magazine of modern living lifestyle in the German-speaking market in Central Europe. And I would like to talk to you about 2 current focus developments that we are dealing with for our coming issues. And one is the cocooning and nesting at home, which is not new, but everyone is experiencing it at the moment. And there we see a lot of colors, emotions, expressive surfaces and materials, a lot of nature materials at home like wood, beautiful colors from nature, but also the new Pantone colors, yellow and gray are a very interesting match for the coming year. And on the other hand, there's a new word called Hoffice, which is invented by Ona Stratham-Hawkes from the Zukunftsinstitut, focusing on home office under one roof, So therefore we all need a lot of functionality of furniture at the same time as technical development and smart living connectivity at home. And I would say that all the international and national furniture and interior design companies are paying tribute to these materials and these tendencies that everyone feels at home with, and they are working on their development of collections, their depth and further development of their existing products, at the same time as, of course, they are setting highlights that we are all longing to see in the coming month. Therefore, of course, IMM Cologne as a meeting platform for not only the facts but also the feelings is one of the most important things that is missing at the moment, but also the most important thing that we're looking forward to in 2022. So please everyone, stay safe and healthy, stay at home, and we are looking forward to seeing you all again at IMM Cologne 2022. Thank you very much for having me. All the best and take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Barbara Friedrich, former Editor-in-Chief of Architektur und Wohnen, now freelancer, writing on design and designers for magazines like Werte and others, publishing on my own website, on social media, and on a YouTube channel. I represent the background stories on design icons. Further on, I'm a member of the German Design Council. Regarding the trends I see for the next future, the main trends I see is new simplicity and new ecology. An example for new simplicity for me is really best of the easy pieces, sofa elements produced by the German brand Brühl, consisting only on two elements, framework and cushions, endlessly combinable, a very modern, easy living system. Concerning new ecology, there are two examples I want to present. The first is Adele collection, chair collection of the Italian brand Arbor, consisting of 80% recycled plastic material. Very elegant, very modern, very easy. The second one is the Ocean collection from the Danish brand Marta Design, which consists on reused granulated rotten fisher nets and is designed after the legendary design of Nana and Jürgen Ditzel from the year 1955. So I hope, and I'm very glad that designers and producers are very in the mind of purpose and mindfulness for the future, and I hope this will continue, and I hope to see everybody of you at least at Cologne for the EMM 22. See you then.
Hello everybody, we are the team of the German design magazine Arcade. Next to me my colleague Britt Diekfors. My name is Heike Gessulat. We are happy to present our trends for the new year 2021 for you today.
Our first trend is called feminine and optimistic, with soft and light colors, pastel, sensitive and bright. The best example of this is the new block collection by Pauline Deltour for Established & Sons, treating color as a material, using different tones and shades like an optical illusion.
Our second trend is Dream Green. Sustainability is not just another trend, but a main topic of this century. From natural materials to recycling, upcycling and cradle-to-cradle concepts. A good example is the new bell chair from Marges by Konstantin Gricic, completely made from recycled plastic.
Our third trend is called living and working. Many of us have spent the last months working from home, which has transformed our living and working culture. This requires completely new products like Movo's workspaces. So the home office becomes a compact design object that fits perfectly into modern living styles. We are really looking forward to the IMM Cologne 2022 to see all new products live and to meet everyone in person again.
For us, the fair is always the perfect start into the new design year. We hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Vivian Zhang. I represent Hinge from Hong Kong. I think product nowadays should fit well in the environment, be sustainable in time, and with super quality in productions. The first product I share is designed by Boris Berlin for Kalia. Kalia brings together designer with traditional craftspeople to create signature furniture and accessory collections with strong sustainability quality. The Trunka is one of its unique examples. I choose this project because it's a real East meets West project blended with excellent European design, Indian traditions, craftsmanship, and social innovations. The second design I share is the Bermuda lawn chair, designed by cousin Cristo Woodner for Ballery, Italia. This design represents the unique trend in today's furniture. The last product I share is designed by Flower and Branch for Rostan, the peach-bound tableware. It tells a wonderful story mixing art, design, and innovations. Although the corona crisis is still affecting a large part of our life, but I know IMM will be back and be stronger ever. I wish you all stay well, healthy, and happy. See you in 2022.
Our second trend is called connected living. Some years ago, we started with a project, Smart Home, which was impressively catching more and more attention in the last years and a highlight at IMM Cologne 2020 by presenting a smart village. It shows impressively the diversity of innovation and ideas in this field. It is very interesting to see this development because it's no longer just a trend for a younger generation or technique-affine consumers. No, this trend has reached a new dimension of quality, which connects people and their environments, like kitchen, office, entertainment, mobility, organization, and climate, and just to name some of them. Our whole society has or will have touch points with this trend, connected living.
And in this really growing field, we have one very good partner with Christoph Flötauto. And right from the start, we worked together with him, starting with a very small, I would say, smart home. And you just mentioned it. Next year, there will be a connected village. So also there, you can see that it's really a huge field and a very developing field outside our show. So now I'm looking forward to what Christoph is telling about the latest trends and developments in this promising field.
Herzlich willkommen, zwar mit Christoph, immer noch auf der IMM Cologne 2020, aber nicht mehr in einem Smart Home, sondern in einem Smart Village. Warum jetzt Village?
Ja, wir haben einfach gemerkt, dass es verschiedene Kontexte braucht, in denen man unsere Partner und die ganzen Innovationen einbetten kann, damit das für den Besuch auch nachvollziehbar bleibt.
Wie reagieren die auf dieses neue Konzept mit dem Village?
Eigentlich total gut, weil die haben das ist bei vielen so ein Aha-Effekt. Und dann stehen die hier und lernen dann aber die Technik kennen, nicht zum Selbstzweck, schneller, höher, weiter, sondern die erleben das dann in sinnvollen Anwendungen.
Und du hast mir gesagt, der Tisch, das ist auch hier ein Highlight.
Ja.
Vielleicht kannst du mir erklären, was der so Smartes kann.
Hier lebt dann vielleicht ein kosmopolitischer, karriereorientierter Mensch, der einen hohen Anspruch an Qualität und Marke hat. Wenn er gerade arbeitet und dann kriegt er spontan Besuch und möchte mit seinen Freunden kochen, dann braucht er nicht aufräumen, sondern fährt es einfach unter die Decke. Er verschwindet komplett, er stellt den Tisch um und dann kann die Dinnerparty starten.
Christoph, wir haben hier ja 2 Küchen im Smart Village. Was ist denn irgendwie so an smarten Ideen im Küchenbereich so deine Highlights?
Küche wird auch immer mehr Kommunikationszentrale im Haus. Die Dunstabzugshaube, die fährt auf, wenn man den Herd anmacht, da kann man das Licht einstellen. Die neutralisiert aber auch Düfte proaktiv. Wenn man zum Beispiel Fisch gebraten hat, dann kann man da verschiedene Duftkapseln einsetzen, also Minze, Zitrusdüfte. Und die kontrolliert gleichzeitig auch das Raumklima. Und wenn es dann zu trocken wird, dann gibt es die Feuchtigkeit an das Raumklima zurück zum Beispiel.
Vielen Dank, Christoph.
Gerne.
Das hat viel Spaß gemacht. Ich habe viel gelernt. Vielleicht werde ich auch noch mal ein bisschen mehr smarter an meinen 4 Wänden. Ich sage vielen Dank von der IMM Cologne 2020. Connected living, so, well, the heart of connected living stays the kitchen. And so speaking about the kitchen, what is concerning living kitchen and kitchen going on in this branch?
As you all know, I think kitchen plays an important role in the whole furniture industry, of course. And the whole industry has seen a rapid change in the last years. We just heard from Christoph about the topic connected living, which plays an important role also in the kitchen industry, especially if we have a closer look to the network appliances which are built in a kitchen. If we ask ourselves, what are the demands a kitchen has to fulfill? Of course, we cook there, we eat there, we have big parties there, we chill there, the whole family, it's a whole family meeting place. So the kitchen has to fulfill numerous demands. And our show, Living Kitchen, you just mentioned it, is Kölnmesse's contribution to show all these developments. And if we have a look to the international visitor figures of Living Kitchen, you can really see that they are increasing, which shows the demand of information in the industry about these developments. And this year we plan, together with designer Stefan Dietz, to see his visions of the future kitchen in January in our exhibition halls, which was unfortunately not possible. So next year, January, it will be possible to see the vision and some first insights and ideas we can hear now about this. So Dick just caught up with Stefan Dietz to talk about his ideas.
Hi, Stefan. It's good to see you. Hi.
Hi, Dick.
We originally planned some action together for January this year to make a kitchen at Living Kitchen. It didn't work, we all know, and now we're focusing on 2022. How are you doing in the meantime? How is your workstation? How are you doing at home?
Oh, actually we're really good. I think it's a super exciting time right now. It's like, I think the last year was for sure not easy, but it provoked somehow a lot of kind of time for contemplation to think about things that has been done, that probably, you know, it's this kind of a pause somehow, which could be really used metaphorically as a kind of you know, reflecting period, I would say. But also, like, no, really, absolutely. I mean, commercially, I think, of course, we all had a drawback. Not so much depends, as not so much in royalty, but of course, we always were engaged also in a lot of kind of fairs or events, etc., and these kind of things. I miss also, I must say. It's it's also time that it's gonna restart, I must say.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about 22, and. The good thing of your concept is that it fits very well in the other project we already prepared, and that is called Das Apartment House. How do you think that your sharing principle will combine with co-living and co-working spaces?
Well, I think it's the brother of that idea. It's like I think people that live together or even that work together, they will sooner or later find out that the most important, let's say, tool in the studio probably is the kitchen, or at home at least. It's the place that brings together people in a very natural way. It's like culturally also very, very much connected to our long-term experience as humans. I mean, whenever thousands of years back, we discovered the advantages of collaboration for hunting, for example. At the end of the day, the people start gather around the fire and eat food, and I think this is somehow the basic experience that we still carry in us, and that's why, to me, cooking, eating, drinking is key, absolutely.
And what will be the main difference from your kitchen design with the normal separated kitchen or the kitchen that's integrating in the living space? What will be the next step that you're going to take?
Looking at the kitchen design as we very often find it in our houses, I think most of them are clearly deriving from the Frankfurter kitchen concept of Schütte-Ligotsky, Viennese architect from around 100 years ago. And I think kitchen has always, the kitchen design has always somehow derived from an architectural kind of social kind of circumstance. So that time the kitchen was a room where one person, very often a woman, was efficiently cooking a meal, and then through a door or through a kind of a small door, the food was served without somehow disturbing the guest or the family. But that has changed in the meanwhile of a kind of a collaborative cooking has since long become a collaborative aspect, and that's why the kitchen has moved much closer to the living, to the kitchen, to the dining table. And also, I'm telling this story because it's just a proof that the way how we cook has its origin in social kind of changes. The way we live together, for instance. For instance, the fact that we don't have maids anymore in households has changed the way we prepare food. And if you look at changes nowadays, I think, look at the cities where more than almost 50% of the households are single households, where the idea of a nuclear family is shifting towards a much more, actually backwards, forwards to a Großfamilie, like a how we say in English, a family that is consisting out of many generations, but not genetically consisting out of a family, but rather a purposely selected family. And in these constellations, the kitchen can no longer be just a Küchenblock, like a block kitchen. It has to. So that's why our kitchen has much more similarities with a village fountain.
So it's going to be co-living, co-working and co-cooking that we're going to show next year in Cologne.
Yes, and co-drinking.
And co-drinking. Well, I very much look forward to it, Stefan. Thank you for seeing us today and talking with us. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
So now we come to our next trend, which is called sharing spaces. As you all know, our home is a place which has to fulfill many, many different needs. It's not that today you have to integrate your home office into the living room. That is just, I would say, one small challenge regarding this whole trend of sharing spaces. We have seen, especially at Orgatech in the last years, that there are many, many different concepts for co-working. And you can see in the United States, for example, or in Asia, that co-living is taking more and more room. So that also means that furniture production has to be changed. For example, you share your kitchen with people living in your house, or you have more generations living under one roof. And that has, of course, an impact on furniture production and furniture design. So we take this trend as one of the main topics of Das Apartment Haus. You have already heard a bit about it in more detail. You will hear later on in a talk with Claire Steinbrück and Dick Spierenburg. So Claire is now changing towards our other sofa and sharing spaces with Dick. And we will have a closer look to our trend sharing spaces now.
Shared spaces, we have spaces for the community, so where everybody can go and can use the spaces, like a lounge, like a fitness room, and also a rent kitchen, where you can rent the kitchen for a party or whatever. And also we have the apartments, where you can be for yourself.
jungen Leute zieht es in die urbanen Zentren.
Young people are attracted to the urban centers. Some older people too, who don't want to miss out on the conveniences, as well as the cultural, economic and social amenities that a city can offer. So space must be dealt with economically. Micro-apartments are part of this.
Zählen die Mikroapartments dazu.
One of the most visionary and I would say hard events we have at IMM Cologne is this apartment house. It's as well for industry expert, but for the general public, one of IMM Cologne's highlights. So speaking with Dick, creative director of IMM Cologne, in a nutshell, what was the idea and what is das Haus?
It's a very special highlight for IMM because we give designers, interior designers and interior product designers, the possibility to create their own vision on living, both creating a pavilion as the interior, as also experimenting with new products. So every year we have seen examples of very individual ideas on living, both from open spaces to more everything around an atrium, with textile, with materials, with plants. So every house has been very different and has been a reason for discussions between the designers and between the visitors and the exhibitors. So everyone was involved and played along. 9 years, so 9 editions.
So before looking forward, what to expect in 2022, let's have a review about all the great houses we had in the last 9 editions.
Great.
Hello, I am Linda Neary. This is Rosanna Hu. Greetings from Shanghai. We want to take this opportunity to congratulate Das Haus for their 10-year anniversary.
And we're so happy that when we worked on Das Haus, it was the first time that we were a part of something that is of a larger scale installation, and we learned so much from working on that project where we injected kind of the meaning of what we thought to be domesticity and home and house and bring it into a furniture fair.
Happy birthday Das Haus, 10 years Das Haus. I'm very happy that I was part of Das Haus a couple of years ago. It was really a fantastic time and looking so much forward for Das Haus 2022.
My name is Lucy Goldova and I'm the designer of Das Haus 2018. I'm wishing you all the best for your birthday, IMM.
Congratulations from Studio Truly Truly on 10 years of Das Haus. The explorations that we made in our Das Haus continue to inform our work to this day, and we're looking forward to exploring further in Das Haus 2022.
Hello, we are Mood Design. Feliz 10 aniversario to Das Haus.
For us, Das Haus was a designer's dream project, creating something very personal, free from any market conditions. Thank you, IMM, for connecting design internationally.
Felicidades!
Felicidades!
For next year, Actually, we planned it for this year, but we have it now for 22. It's a very special edition because we asked back 3 of the designers plus a new one, and they're all going to create a part of an apartment house. So we are building a structure that's more complex, and it has a very clear theme. It has the theme of living in the city and living together in the city, with co-living spaces, co-working spaces, and with a beautiful kitchen in which people can share cooking.
And what do you think is special about the 3 designer or couples even you have chosen for the 10th anniversary?
Well, we had them from different periods. Luca Nichetto was one of the first, and he has grown immensely since then, working for very big companies. So he is the one with the most experience. Sebastian, we asked to do the communal spaces because he has already experienced that in practice. And it's new for him. And Studio Truly Truly were a young couple, rather recent, and they are going to do one apartment too. And I'd like to have Stefan Dietz along with it to bring the kitchen, the future kitchen.
Great. So it's going to be very exciting to see these 4 designers working together for one special house.
They know each other, they appreciate each other, and they love working together.
Great.
Hi Sebastian, it's good to meet in person today here in Germany and to talk about the projects we did together and we are going to do together. Talking about Das Haus. Das Haus is a project we did in IMM from 2012, and we had 9 versions. You did the 5th. And it is a project in which a designer shows his vision on living. And your vision was really special. It was an extraordinary pavilion you built. Can you tell me about the principles, the basic ideas you had in mind?
Yeah, hello Dick. First of all, thank you very much for the invitation to be part of this event today. And it was really a very special moment for me to be the Design of the Year of IMM 2016. And together with my team, it was really a fantastic time to develop the idea of our house. A round house, a house made of layers of curtains like an onion. It was, with different layers, so people could explore it with different perspectives from inside to outside. And it was the first time I could really show my design philosophy, my products, new products, also products like the soap tiles, many people know. We did for this project, made tiles for the bathroom really in soap. And then afterwards we produced them now in ceramic with a small Bavarian company because I'm very much into craftsmanship. I also showed there in the house. And it was really a fantastic time and moment. From that time, really the audience grew. A lot of new projects, contacts with suppliers or companies or partners. We work together till today.
Yeah, it's a special project because it concerns both the architecture of the pavilion of Das Haus, but also the interior, and there are also a lot of new products in it. You designed special products?
Yes, I designed special products for the house. I selected some of friends or products I really like. There were also some art pieces from Kunstverein Cologne. And then it was really a space people could stay, and we had lunch, so there were some soups. And it was not like a museum, it was really a place to be and to stay together with people, to have conversations. And I think this is the idea really of Das Haus, to bring people together, to have good dialogues, to meet them, to see new perspectives, to get in contact. And this is something I think we all miss nowadays in a completely different situation than 5 years ago.
Absolutely. And we are changing it now. We are going to, after 9 editions of Das Haus, we have the 10th, and that's a celebration. And for that reason, it's also time for change. So what we are going to do is build an apartment house, or a part of an apartment house. And it's a place in which we show the living aspects, but also the more common spaces, the public semi-public spaces. And we asked you to join us and to do the co-living and the co-working space. Did you have something in mind concerning these aspects of modern living?
I think in general what is interesting for me at Das Haus is that it's always a reflection of the society and circumstances and how we live or live together or how we travel. So how we act in our normal life. So with my house 2016 it was really about bringing people together because it was the start in that year of the refugee crisis, which is unfortunately still happening with not a really solution. And now, of course, we are a lot troubled and affected by the COVID-19. So we really miss the situation to be together with people, to share spaces, to share a living room or share moments, you know, just to sit together at a long table with chairs around, to have a nice glass of wine. So these moments, and I think I want to create also moments for people, for the visitors of IMM Cologne 22 to get together and to have those special moments again.
Yeah, we're longing for it.
And we are really looking forward to it. And I think the idea of the apartment house to share space, to share moments, to share furnitures or spaces is very new and unique, and it's something which shows us a direction, I think, for the future.
Yeah. It's also the first time that we prepare a collaboration between 3 designers working on one project. So Luca Nichetto will join us, Kate and Joel Boy. Is that an inspiring thing for you to work with colleagues, or do you plan on your own?
I think definitely, you know, since I exhibited the first time at the Young Designer platform at IMM, it was after my diploma. So it was, I think it was 2007 or 8. With my diploma work, from that moment you always meet people again and the family is growing, and design world is a small family. And I'm really looking forward to meet the people again. And with Luca, for example, I have a conversation with a WhatsApp call sometimes once a week, and we discuss private things, business things. So it's really a friendship, and this is really fantastic that over the years you got in contact with so great, inspiring, creative people, and you can share thoughts and you can ask them and support each other. And I think this is something also to share, to support each other. And this is more and more important nowadays also in this situation.
Yeah. It will be very interesting to see those different apartments and in the middle of it, your co-living and co-working spaces.
Yeah, and connect all those spaces also, you know?
Yeah, we have some gardens also.
Yes.
Outdoor spaces along, so well, we're very much looking forward to it and seeing what you plan and how it's going to look. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Hi Kate, hi Joel.
Hi Dick.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
From Rotterdam, we're from Cologne, talking about our projects. First of all, the one we did in 2019. You created a wonderful version of Das Haus. Can you tell me about the ideas you had in it?
Yeah, so for our 2019 Das Haus, we were really interested in this idea of free-flowing and flexibility within the living environment.
Yeah, and instead of creating functional spaces, we decided to create divisions by mood. So the spaces were divided by active space, serene space. It was divided that way, and so the spaces functionally are blended into each other.
And in the current time, working at home, combined with working in your private life, how is that doing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think as with for many parents, it's shifted our center of work-life balance. So it's been a juggle in that way. But it's meant, obviously, we've taken into account our living space at home a lot more sensitively.
Yeah, it meant that we would look at the materials and how we deal with those materials, because of dealing with, for example, a home dining table that also needed to be a workplace and a place for play. The material uses for those objects are really important, and that's something that you really need to take into account.
Yeah, and it ties in quite a lot with our interest in designing objects that are serving more than one purpose. So not in a conspicuous way, but that objects can be really functional in a flexible way.
And in the new project, in this apartment house, you have a smaller space. So there's even more need to combine functions. But it's also appeared to me that you are working both in design objects as in art objects. And that is merging you do. Are you also going to prepare that for this apartment house?
Yes, I think a big part of our work is to do with that our living environment can be stimulating in its tactility, and that has a lot to offer for our well-being and our sense of experiencing life itself. So
yeah, and I think some of the things that we'll have in our Das apartment house will follow that line of the last one as well, where they're a bit abstract, but the functions and multi-purposes that you can use them for will come to life with use and with seeing how they're placed and used. So there will be some abstract objects in the space.
And this time you're also working with colleagues. You have another apartment on the left side, and you will also have some communal spaces that Sebastian makes. How's that for you?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think especially these communal spaces, it raises a lot of discussion, and it's interesting to hear everyone's take on what that can mean and what that can bring for this kind of setup.
Yeah, and these kind of communal spaces are really interesting sort of when thinking about, the isolation that people have experienced through COVID. These communal spaces can be an important part of addressing that feeling of alienation. It also means that in the home, and this will be pertinent to what we do, you don't need to have every single function in your home, because some of those functions are taken up in these communal spaces, and I think that opens up possibilities for some really innovative ideas.
Well, ideas there are a lot, both from your side as from the other designers, so we are really looking forward to 2022 and to have a real show again, a real house. So thank you for being there and explaining us what you're going to do, and see you in Cologne.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi Luca, it's good to see you. How are you doing in Stockholm, or are you in Venice?
Hello Dick, everything is fine, thank you. Hope the same for you. I'm in a snowing Stockholm. It's almost 1 year that I'm not back in Venice, so I'm looking forward to go back to my hometown.
Luca, it looks like a long time ago that you did Das Haus for us in 2013, and now we are preparing the project, the anniversary project we called Das Apartment House. We're going to work with other designers, and you are going to do an apartment. There's going to be another designer apartment, and there will be co-working and co-living spaces. How will it be for you to work with colleagues and to work on a project in this size?
Well, it's true. It's almost 8 years ago when I designed the Das Haus in Cologne. Looks like another century ago. And having the opportunity to do another project together with you and IMM Cologne is, of course, very a honor for me and a challenge, because, as you mentioned, the topic is a bit different in scale. But especially, I really love the idea to work with in a space where there will be other interpretation of the same size of space that I need to work from other designer. I think it's just a moment of enrichment somehow, and very important for me also to see how different mindset, how different thought can also mix and match together. And I think the result will be absolutely incredible for the public.
Well, that sounds very interesting and very good, Luca. I'm now thinking about, will your design be different because of the experience we had with the COVID-19 situation? Will it change the interior? Will it change the concept?
Well, my design, of course, somehow is matching the requirement of that this strange period is push all of us to deal with. The truth is that when I started thinking about my project, I was more interested also to create a sort of micro-environment where different kind of functionality is matching together, and I really want to create this kind of very strong connection from our outdoor space with the indoor space. A little bit what happened in especially in South America, where there is this concept of the flat that looks like almost really close to what was the domus from the Roman Empire. So there is a courtyard that somehow is not really defined as an outdoor space, but there is a kind of membrane where you can match also with the indoor. So and of course, this kind of idea is matching perfectly with the situation where now a lot of people start working even more from home. And if you have an outdoor space, the outdoor space become your, I would say, green lung, where you can really breathe a little bit. And so to create this membrane and this filter, I also want not really dividing the spaces, but mostly working asymmetry, and really every area of the flat have a specific function, mostly done by the product more than from the design of the flat himself.
Well, it's good to hear you have so many ideas about this cooperation and about your design. We are really looking forward to it and think it's going to be great to see it all in January 2022. Luca, all the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dick. Looking forward also to meet all of us in person finally in IMM Cologne next year. And see you soon, and good luck for everything.
Hi Sebastian, I'm very happy that you're here with me today for presenting the winners of the Pure Talents Contest 2021. It has been a very special year. Also, we had to change due to Corona the whole concept, and I remember that you called me and asked me to really stick on this concept. So we stick to it and we do that, and out of 20 nominees we're going to present today the winners. Did you realize this year that there was a change due to the pandemic, and why is it for you so important that we stick to this concept of Pure Talents Contest?
Of course, it was a difficult year, a new way of living and working for all of us, and I think especially for young designers just finished university or still studying, it's really difficult for them to present their products, prototypes to an audience. They can do it at school for the professors, but they don't have an international audience like they can reach at IMM in Cologne. And this makes this award very unique because they get in contact with journalists, with end consumers, with producers. And I think that this is so important. This was so important also for me when I exhibited a long time ago, twice actually at IMM, really to get in contact with people and to share your idea, to get feedback, positive, negative, but doesn't care, really to be present and to start your own career. That's why I was really sticking on it, to continue to showcase it now this way, in a digital way, and to continue, of course, next year again with the normal format like we know it already for a couple of years.
Yeah. And did you see a change to the drafts that we got, that the pandemic situation was already giving some influences to the products which were sent in?
Actually, it will be maybe more exciting to see the results next year, you know, because now we have already 1 year, the pandemic. But I was very happy with all the products the people sent from around the world. So the quality was, again, very, very high. So that's why it's very important to promote them. And hopefully the press will support us to push it, because they're the ones really to bring it out to the people, that they see it in all the magazines.
So speaking about the Pure Talents Contest 2021, we had, even though of COVID-19, we had 862 invoices and drafts and participants. You met with a jury, which was new. We had two really great women within the jury. It was Eva Merger from Besson Merger Design Studio in Hamburg, and Jennifer Reeves, who's Managing Director of the International Fair Blickfang, and also for the first time Norbert Ruf, who's Creative Director and Managing Director from Tumet GmbH. And so you met, and you were special is in 21 with Living Kitchen, that we had also some products for kitchen. I would say that we start with the winner of the kitchen, and you are going to deliver this.
So the first golden envelope for Living Kitchen. Our first prize, the winner of that category, is Erik Mans Hansen for his kitchen called Gorilla Kitchen. And for us it was a really impressive and interesting project, because on one hand it's a kitchen for outdoor. Maybe you can move all around in the city or in the park to meet people, to gather, to communicate, what you always do at home in your living kitchen around the block, so it's something for outside. And on the other way, it's a quite nice system. It reminds a bit to all those boxes for tools you have in your workshop. So it's really a smart system, very nice prototype, and we're very happy to give Erik this award.
Great, a bit like Frankfurter Küche, what Stefan told us.
Just for outdoor.
Yeah, very good. So I have the honor to present number 3. The winner of IMM Cologne 2021 for Pure Talents Contest is Tattoo Laxo, and he has done the Olivia chair. So tell me, what is special about Olivia chair, and congrats to Tattoo for my part.
The Olivia chair, it's a beautiful chair. It's a nice technique how the designer bent the plywood for the backrest. And he's from Finland, and they have this strong design DNA from Artec, a beautiful chair company, furniture company from Finland, and he interprets in its own way the language, and with his own design language, how he shapes the product.
Okay, Sebastian, so it's your turn again, and we have a second prize. Did you choose?
So the second prize of the Pure Talents Award this year goes to Dirk Fosting for Elina. Elina is a bookend, but connected with a lamp. So it's a quite smart product. It's a small product. It's something for a specific situation in the bookshelf. So it stops the book, but on the other hand, it also lights up the book, showcase the book, helps you when you just look for a title or you want to read next to it. So it's a very smart product. So congratulations to Dirk for your second prize.
Very good. And now it feels a bit like the Oscars. I can now tell who was winning the first prize, and the first prize goes to Luisa Juidi. I hope I pronounce it rightly. She is from Brazil, and she has convinced the jury with the Maya collection. So what is special? Congratulations a lot for the first prize, Pure Talents Contest 2021. What is special about the Maya collection?
Yeah, the winner is also a light, but in a very poetic way. It's more like an installation you fix to the wall. It's a very slim framework with a LED light inside, and you can adjust the light just by bending the light or the framework away from the wall or to the wall. So it works with the distance, it interacts with the space of the room, and it shows the light in a completely new scenario and way of working, how you work with it, how you handle it, how you communicate with the light. And this was our first winner this year for the Pure Talents Award.
Great. The last weeks on Instagram we have already showed the 26 nominees you have chosen in autumn. So I'm very happy that we know now the 4 winners of IMM Cologne and Living Kitchen Pure Talents Contest 2021. We're going to present the final products at IMM Cologne 2022, and I want to thank you in the name for the whole jury. Thank you, Sebastian, for your dynamic and for insisting that we continue with this great format. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Cologne Fair, and thank you, the press, and please spread all the images of the winners and also the nominees around the world. That's a very big support for the Pure Talents Contest, and for the young generation. Thank you.
So now, after knowing who are our exciting winners of the Pure Talents Contest 2021, we are now jumping to the fourth trend, and this trend is called blurring boundaries. It's an ever-growing desire for life without boundaries. And what does this mean has been showcased already with Das Haus in the last two editions, with Truly Truly in 2019 with Moods, and 2020 with La Fresca by Mood Design. And this trend shows the lead to real and to stylistic overlapping of living. So living and eating, living and bathing, for example, and especially living and working. And again, due to the pandemic, there is a never seen definition of working and living at home.
So now let's come to the next trend, which concerns decoration and styling. The trend is called 4 Seasons. In terms of international design, decoration is taken more and more seriously again, also in minimalist interior. This trend is affected by what's happening outside in our natural surrounding and has 2 dimensions. The first one, that it draws a mirror of what's happening outside of our houses and apartments. And the second dimension is a communicative part. So we are mostly all using social media, and many people are posting their interior design there. And this can be seen as a communicative statement and lifestyle statement. So let's have a closer look.
Italy is a strong manufacturer of furniture and a long-term partner of IMM Cologne. Italy has been strongly and roughly touched also by the pandemic, but despite all difficulties, our Italian furniture producers have not lost their innovative spirit. So let's see what Italy says.
So, good morning everybody, I'm Michela Francini, Area Manager Europe for Giorgetti. First of all, I want to say I'm very proud to speak on behalf of the company, especially in these very tough times we are experiencing. By the way, in fact, the year started already with a missed opportunity. So the first important appointment, that is the Cologne Fair. that was unfortunately cancelled. This fair is for us very, very important because it is the occasion and the opportunity to meet people, to develop the business, to meet the clients, professional people. And for us, we think this is the perfect stage to launch novelties and trends. In fact, we strongly believe that the European market, and in particular the German market, is very crucial, essential and strategical for Giorgetti. So in spite of having missed this appointment, we didn't miss the opportunity to display the collection, the new collection, in our monobrand store in Kaiser Wilhelm Ring in Cologne. By the way, the product, the armchair I'm sitting on, Janet is the name, is displayed in Cologne in our beautiful corporate showroom in Meda, and belongs to the last collection with very elegant and sophisticated lines. So we all have great expectations for Cologne 2022. See you in Cologne. Thank you for your attention, and with the promise of new inspirations and new challenges.
Sui materiali ho tentato di lavorare con dei materiali diversi, cioè usando pelle e tessuto. Questa particolarità di utilizzo di due materiali ti dà una sensazione di un'attenzione maggiore verso il progetto, verso il prodotto, no? La voglia era di fare qualcosa che avvolgesse anche la parte finale della poltrona. E lo spunto l'ho avuto guardando una rivista dove c'era dei titoli con la U di Umberto, stranamente, e mi è piaciuta la forma della U che avevano, no? Era una forma di una U ammorbidita sotto, ma un po' aperta, cioè che si allargava verso l'alto, no? Anche qui vorrei che ci fosse una linea dritta, poi una linea curva e giù dritto.
Mille grazie to Italy. So now it's time for our last trend, which is called multifunctional. As you all know, urbanization and rising costs of living space lead to a demand for innovative furnitures and innovative furniture production. Furnitures need to be adapted, retrofitted and modified to the changing needs. This is something which we have experienced on the last IMM editions, but also at Intersum, where tiny spaces, multifunctional furnitures play a huge role. So let's have a closer look.
Matthias, besides speaking of trends and the Trend Briefing 2021, we also need to speak about IMM Cologne and Köln Messe. This has been a very turbulent year, not only socially, but also commercially. And as a trade fair organization, we have been strongly affected since the very beginning. And of course, speaking about the current situation, how is Köln Messe and IMM dealing with the situation? What are our lessons learned? And how can we continue to be a reliable partner for our clients?
Yeah, Claire, as you just said, the last weeks and months were pretty difficult, I think, for all of us. But I want to put the focus on some positive news and some positive aspects. We have seen in our talks with exhibitors, partners and visitors that business needs trade fair again. and that the people are really keen on getting back into our halls in January 22. But before I go into detail with that, we now hear some statements from our partner associations.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all, well, at least on the video screen. I would have loved to see you all during the IMM Cologne and Living Kitchen in January as normal, but what is normal in these most strange and challenging times? Like many others, the German furniture industry is facing very unusual times at the moment. We are currently in the middle of the second lockdown and the whole sector is suffering from the closure of the furniture stores. But on the other hand, everything having to do with living and furnishing has never been more popular and has never been more in focus than today. People spend most of their time at home and they want to make themselves comfortable at home. Living at home is the new way people travel, and that means they sort out and buy new furniture. It is all about home office, home schooling, home cooking and home living while relaxing on a comfortable sofa, for example. The furniture industry offers many solutions to cover all these needs, and that is why we would have loved to show you all the new trends in Cologne this year. The fact that IMM Cologne and Living Kitchen could not take place is a real loss, because this is the meeting point for the furniture industry from all over the world. And that is why we are counting the days to next January to really meet you again in Cologne and to celebrate an exciting industry get-together with you at IMM Cologne 2022. See you soon and stay safe.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and also hello from the Association of Modern Kitchen, AMK. Yeah, we are really looking forward to have the shows back. We want to show our products to the retailers, to the customers, want to explain our ideas and show our innovations we have. It's fascinating what the industry developed year by year, and for sure in the end we need this platform that we can create one area for all the industry players to make to organize this touch and feel to the retailers and to the customers. And I think this is also true. We are really missing this communication platform. If it's business to business or business to end customer, it doesn't matter. In the end, we as an industry want to fulfill the needs of our customers, and so that's the reason why we have to talk to each other, to discuss. And I think everyone is clear. It's much better to discuss when you can show the products, when you are staying in the middle of a kitchen, when you're talking about them. You can do a lot of things online, and for sure this will also become a more important part in the future when we're talking about hybrid products or hybrid shows. But there are some parts where you have to be physical there and discuss it. So thank you very much, and once again, I'm very happy that we start planning the future also in Cologne for the Living Kitchen.
So after cancelling, I want to have a very positive look into the future now. And this day here today with our trend briefing should be a starting signal just under our motto and our claim, shaping the future. So we are trying to take this crisis, of course, as an opportunity for some changes also in our exhibition and trade fair concept. And I want to put in the beginning an emphasis on the topic of digitalization, which I think is one of the major changes which we are going through now. So IMM has, of course, a digital strategy. You can all see and feel it today with our trend briefing, which is part of the IMM magazine. What do we want to do? We want to combine the analog and the digital world, and we want to give the exhibitor also the possibility to extend their presence, not only in Cologne, but also online. So we have two major, let's say, parts. One is our magazine. We just talked about it. And the other is Ambista, our business online network. And all the products which we just talked about today and which we have seen here in this trend briefing can also be found on ambista.com. So it's really worth a look. So what do? We create sustainable connection between people, brand and products. That's our aim, of course, also was our aim also in the last years. But we do it now with a digital extension in the future.
So speaking about digitalization, we have, due to the pandemic, this has been a boost of digitalization. So speaking for Kölnmesse, what kind of services and ideas and products can our consumers and customers expect?
So digitalization changed our business model enormously, I would like to say. So what is our aim? We want to have easy contacts or provide easy contacts between exhibitors and visitors. Mm-hmm. That is our, let's say, main aim or first aim. The magazine is one major part to reach this aim. It's the hub for IMM Cologne's digital communication. It's the home for all content, and it should be informative and inspirational for the users. Everybody who has a closer look to the magazine can find everything what moves the industry. So our aim as an exhibition organizer is to be a content partner and content provider for the industry. And not only during, let's say, 7 days in Cologne in January, but through 365 days all over the year. And this trend briefing is a first step and one part of this digital transformation.
Very interesting. So the key for success is the hybridization of shows more than ever. And now speaking about IMM 22 closer, can you already give us a little preview what to expect in 2020?
Yes, sure, I can do that. We had, of course, also in the last year, already some thoughts about how we should change IMM Cologne in 2022 after the pandemic, or perhaps also with the pandemic. So one aim for us was to shorten the show, and we wanted to shorten the show to 5 days. Why did we decide that? We wanted to give a push for an optimization into the interest of exhibitors and visitors. A visitor has a 2-day average time in Cologne, so we just thought, okay, let's shorten the show a bit. From our point of view, we wanted to increase the efficiency of participation for the majority of exhibitors. But we had to realize now in our discussions in the last weeks, I would say, or in the beginning of the year, that especially with the background of the pandemic and many shows which have been cancelled, there is a huge desire for a 7 days event next year in January, especially from the exhibitor side. So therefore, IMM Cologne 2022 will run from the 17th to the 23rd of January. So a 7-day show. This is one major topic we should talk about, we should have talked about today. One other thing is, of course, the hall layout and the segmentation in our theme worlds. And we all know that we have these 2 major themes, home and pure. And we will follow this chosen part on this clear segmentation. Why did we do that? There are 2 possible or main possible, let's say, arguments to do that. For the exhibitor, it's really easy to generate the optimum target group contacts. And a visitor can plan his or her visit very efficiently, because it's easier. I think there's so many halls during IMM which are open, and then it's easier just to find your way through the halls to get the good contacts and the right contacts which you need to do your business in Cologne. And then last but not least, of course, we talked much about this today, our events which are taking place also next year, of course, in Cologne, starting with Das Haus or Das Apartment House next time, the Pure Talents Contest, of course, the stage with many, many interesting talks, not only regarding innovation and design, many product innovations can be seen there. And to sum it all up, I would say we are really strongly working on IMM Cologne as a unique trade fair experience for the interior design and interior business industry next year in Cologne. So we are all looking forward to see you next year in January in Cologne.
Thank you, Matthias. So a lot of things we can get excited about for 2022. And we are now coming to the end of our Trend Briefing 2021. And it was a pleasure for Matthias and myself to spend the time with you together. And we hope that we could share with you some IMM moments and inspiration and vibes, even though only digital. And I would like to take the opportunity to invite you for our email chat function, where you can ask us questions or write us suggestions. And of course, all our documents are going to be online on our IMM Cologne Digital Press Center. So thank you very much and see you soon. Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you. See you in 2022.